You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can even disrespect the Chiefs, but you're going to have to deal with the Chiefs as the AFC champions. And for the third time in 4 years, the Lamar Hunt Trophy, the trophy named after the founder of the Kansas City Chiefs, is back home where it belongs. God bless you, Mitch Holtis. No one, and I mean there is no one I would rather listen to call a game. And for all of you trolls out there, I don't give a shit if you're a Bengals fan or a Colts fan or any other fan. It wasn't the refs that lost that game. It wasn't the refs that threw 2 interceptions. It was not the refs who punched Patrick Mahomes out of bounds to cause a 15-yard penalty. So take all of your trolling and bullshit off of the fucking Facebook and wherever else you're posting it and put on your little pink teddy bear t-shirt, grab your favorite cigar, and go cry in the fucking corner, because we have become what we wanted to become. We have become the next Patriots. That's right. We are the winning team that everybody fucking hates. And us Kansas City Chiefs fans love every minute of it. So quit your whining, quit your fucking trolling. We're all sick of it. And with that, the time is yours.
Hey, I got one thing to say. Who dey? Going home winless.
They going home.
Going home winless.
Yeah, that was driving out. Jeremy got to see a lot more of the sights on the overpasses than I did because, they took pretty much the same route to Kansas City, and you can tell the rest, Jeremy, on what you saw driving from.
Yeah, as I was driving out to Kansas City on Saturday, they had taken a piece of cardboard and put it into the fence on the overpass. On one of the overpasses on 70. I mean, that's a lot of miles there. I couldn't tell you exactly where I was. It just said who day.
Well,
it is what it is.
Said it was
no. But on my
one spot.
No, it was just the one. It was just the one that I saw. It was just all the cars that we passed along the way, that passed us or we passed them or whatever. The rest stops were full of them, full of Bengals fans. And it's to be expected. I mean, I'm glad that Cincinnati travels well. For the most part, the Bengals fans were really nice. We ran into some at the Big Biscuit when we were getting breakfast and had a great conversation with a set of there was 3 of them. It looked like a mom and a daughter and maybe a son. Yeah. I didn't know if it was a son or a boyfriend, but they were great. We enjoyed talking to them, had a good time. So yeah, the Bengals fans basically travel pretty well. I mean, for the most part. But on the way home, there was the whole Burrowhead and all that. And of course, if you watch the after, when Patrick Mahomes was trying to do a post game interview and Travis comes up and says Burrowhead my ass. Somebody had taken a piece of cardboard and wrote Burrowhead my ass and posted it on one of those overheads driving down 70. And I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. Good story. And yeah, I mean, every Cincinnati fan that I met at the stadium, they were cordial. We were cordial. Our fan base, for those that have never been to Arrowhead, the opposing team gets, pretty warm welcome. Unless, you happen to be Raiders, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, I had a conversation with 2 of them, and when I was out sneaking a smoke on the
out on the roundy. Out on the roundy. Were you out on the roundy?
Yeah, and 2 Bengals fans couldn't get their lighter to work, so I was kind enough to fire them up, and we sat there and talked, and at the end of the conversation, we just said, whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl, and we both agreed on that.
Right on.
So very, very good conversation in the stadium. And luckily, we only had 2 people that were Bengals fans around us during the game. So I count my lucky stars.
Well, I know that Bobby was a little annoyed with one particular Bengals fan who happened to be up in our area, a couple rows down and maybe about, I don't know, maybe 10 seats over or whatever. But he got into that whole doing the tomahawk chop when, the Bengals did something good and everybody just kind of stared him down. He didn't do it for very long, but it's like, we've talked about this on podcasts before, do your own thing. Jesus, you guys got your whole little who day chant. Just do that. That's your thing. Don't, I don't know.
Oh, I told you, I almost went off earlier this year, and I'm a very calm person for the same thing. The guy was doing our shit, and I'm like, I finally turned around. I'm like, be original. Do something your team does.
Yeah. You want to cheer for your team? That's great. Do it. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to root on our teams. Don't, mock whatever their thing is.
By the way,
what we kind of did with who day going home.
Yeah. But we didn't use that in the stadium. We used our shit. But there was one point during the game where the little cluster below us, where they're behind the Bengals bench, they got a touchdown, I think, and they're like, "Who day?" And then we just drowned them out.
Right.
Arrowhead's like, "Oh hell no,
not happening."
No, not happening. It just Arrowhead, just everybody on our side just went rah. I don't remember what we did, but I think we did the chop or something and drowned them all out. I was like, yes,
nice.
Yes. And Arrowhead, for those that were not there, what they said on TV is true. It was loud. It was loud, and I had 2 layers or 3 layers over my ears, and I still went, like today when we're talking, I was like, what did you say, Karen?
Yeah, no, I've been in Arrowhead several times now, and I've been to loud games. This was the loudest.
Yeah,
I mean, this is going to be just a smidge over that whole Raiders roughing the passer incident. That was at that time was probably the loudest I'd heard that stadium, but. No, it was louder this go around. And like you said, I've got 3 layers over my ears and they were still just humming. I mean, it was just this horrific sound of just piercing your ears. I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. And that's the other thing is that, this AFC Championship game differed from last year's. Whereas the energy was still there at the beginning of the third quarter. I've talked about this before, it just something happened in that third quarter that the energy just died last year. This year, it just never stopped. It was just solid the entire time. They were loud the entire time. And once again, for all those trolls who think that we need to do a redo or have a penalty because the stadium's too loud. Yeah, go cry your tears in your fucking panties. Jesus.
They actually have a petition out there on petition.org. And I was like, you can't be serious. I saw the post, so I clicked it just to see if it was real. Unfortunately, the print screen said 200. We needed 200 signatures.
Right.
This was probably 8 hours later. It was close to 500. So,
right on.
This petition's going nowhere. It would never go anywhere. Anyway, suck it up, buttercups. Put your big boy pants on. Turn on the TV on Super Bowl Sunday and root for the Chiefs. Simple as that.
Or you know what? If you don't want to root for the Chiefs, that's fine. Root for Philadelphia. I don't care. If you don't like the Chiefs and you don't want them to win, root for Philly. Philly's a fucking hell of a team, man.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that, to try to be like a humble, Chiefs fan or something. Philadelphia is a great fucking team and they deserve to be there no matter what the fucking trolls are saying about this now. Well, they didn't play anybody. They played a
Cinderella season or whatever.
What did they say about, let's see, they what did they say? They said something about the Giants. They beat the they beat the Giants, and there was something about the Giants, and then they were like, and then they beat the hospitalized 49ers. And I'm like, come on, people. You guys got nothing better to do than sit around. Be happy for him, man. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. He's got a great team around him. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Chiefs have their work cut out for them on Super Bowl Sunday, period. Because that is just a damn good team.
Yeah, and gosh, what was the other thing I was going to say? To your point about Arrowhead being loud, don't poke the bear, people.
It'll just get louder.
Yes, I mean the whole Burrowhead thing. The players on our team didn't talk about it. The fans did.
Oh yeah,
and the fans showed up, and they never let go. I mean, that entire game from start to finish, you poke at a fan base, you poke at a team, you make fun of their stadium, it's going to get loud, it's going to get ugly. And man, I was so happy that I could be there with my wife and Jeremy and Bobby. It was a great event last year. Jeremy and I went because the wife had broken her foot chewing gum and walking at the same time. So Jeremy was a lucky recipient to go. And
I swear, people, I did not push her down the stairs. I'm just telling you right now.
And unfortunately, Cincinnati won. And, the year before I was there, when we won the second time and went to the Super Bowl and got to watch all the confetti come down. And Jeremy's like, I have to watch it. I'll meet you at the car. And I'm like, yeah, you can watch the ceremony and all that. I'm going to go in my car and think about next year. So it was really nice for Bobby and Jeremy to finally see, us win the AFC, the trophy presentation, the confetti, all the fireworks, all the fanfare.
Yeah.
And it was awesome to see it again for myself and Karen. And I'll let Jeremy give his perspective on, that part of the game.
So like you said, last year I did stick around because that was something that was important to me because I didn't, how do I put this? For me, I've been a Chiefs fan for 30 plus years. I've been to Kansas City a couple times. I never thought that I would ever get into a game. It just seemed, out of reach. Thanks to Gunnar and Sarah, we actually went. They took me and Bobby to our first game in Arrowhead, and it's an experience. And then again, thanks to Gunnar and Phil and Karen and Sarah for the second time we went to that. That was the Giants game on that Monday night. We did that Monday night game. Once again, a whole other experience as a night game. But I never thought that I would be a season ticket holder in my life. I never thought that. And with being at that AFC Championship game, I never would have thought I would be at another one. So I wanted to make sure I took in, the festivities of it, the fanfare of it. Even though, honestly, if you would have panned a camera around Arrowhead, I think I was the only Chiefs fan still standing there watching. I think it was just the rest were all Bengals fan. So yeah, it was great to be able to sit in our seats, mine and Bobby's and Gunnar and Sarah's seats. These are our seats, and to take in, this great thing that the Chiefs have done. They, look what they've done with a rookie team. There is no more superstar wide receiver. You know the name. I don't know that I should say it. We're gonna let it go. But he's not there no more. And that was a big thing coming in. It's insane that what they've done and with brand new talent and what was supposed to be a retooling year. So I'm proud of them. I mean, they have brought it together, and man, it's been pretty amazing. Chico, give me your thoughts on. I know that you were you were a little indisposed while the game was actually going on. He was leaving on a jet plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to have
You want me to sing
going.
that song?
No, the fans don't. The listeners don't want that either. Although I do believe Chico had a pretty amazing experience in himself to going to a new place that he flew out to. But give us your lowdown on everything.
Let me hit on that real quick. I flew out to Vegas to set up a trade show. Actually just got back about 3 hours before we're recording this podcast. I will say Allegiant Stadium is beautiful from the outside. And my hotel room looked out over the strip, and out and way off in the distance you could see Allegiant along with the pyramid and all the different hotels and the MGM Grand, right? And just Allegiant is just this massive, beautiful, big old black building, and it lights up at night, and it's really cool to see it and experience that city as a whole. Lots of Raiders fans out there, surprisingly. I was more so surprised at how many Raiders shirts and hats and everything I saw. So,
Did you collect your deck of cards?
I didn't, but I walked down there and I counted at least 20 people trying to hand me cards.
I told your dad. I was telling your dad about it. I was like, tell him to make sure to collect a deck of cards while he's
Oh yeah,
out there.
I was watching them. I went out at it was probably 6:30, 7 o'clock. I walked down the strip a little bit, and it's crazy. They tap them, and then they go to hand them to you, and then they keep tapping them, and it's like, what are these people? Yep, I know exactly what they're trying to hand me, but I'm not going to take it. I should have just for you, Phil. I should have just for you.
You should have brought him back, and here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
You can put him up there with his little picture frame.
Yeah, you get a little frame for him.
But yeah, continue.
No, Vegas was good. Unfortunately, watching the game on the plane on the way to Vegas was not a good experience. It lagged like you wouldn't believe, because that plane Wi-Fi is not the greatest. But from what I did watch, headphones in, enjoyed as much as I could without yelling, screaming, being loud, and got a lot of compliments when I got to Vegas, because of course I'm wearing Chiefs stuff the entire time I was there, and everybody's like, you guys want a good one, or it was like, yeah, it was fun to do that, and I don't know, I'm just glad to be back home. So
yeah, I bet.
proud of our Chiefs, proud of them making their way to Super Bowl 57. Excited to watch the game. I didn't get the experience that I normally get when that happens. So, but that's
Your
okay.
work owes you.
All I can say is, this is the 5th consecutive AFC Championship game hosted at Arrowhead Stadium. And if there is a 6th, you and Sarah got to jump on board in this and go.
Oh yeah.
This next one's got to be yours. You guys got to go. I've been fortunate enough to go to the last 2. I would love for you guys to get that experience.
I've been fortunate enough to go to the last 5.
I know, right?
Phil's been doing them all.
I don't know.
I never thought it was going to happen in my life. I mean, just based on the team that we had. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up. Not till Reed got there and we got the talent that we have now. I mean, I would have never dreamed, this would happen 5 times. That we would host an AFC Championship game. So,
as Gunnar can attest, I never thought it would happen, and I remember being so uptight, and about who they had on the team, and all this different stuff, and it's like, oh, we got this and this, and it's a good year, and this could be the year, and then you get to the playoffs, and it's like, oh, we blow it again.
Yeah, you get those 9 and 7 years. You get Mike. Let's see, we only had one playoff win up until Pat started, right? I mean, I think
the last win was in 96 or 97 with Montana.
No, go back. It's 94.
94.
Or 90? Is
Yep.
that 94?
It was 94 with Montana,
And
and
then
it
Alex
wasn't
Smith had one.
with Alex Smith got us the
Yeah.
next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
been a long time.
Yeah, that's well, let's see. What, at least 20 plus years without a playoff win.
Yeah.
So
watching them go in and win them out, it's kind of nuts now.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, people are envious. I'll say envious of our team. Sucks to be you. We suffered just as much as any other fan base.
Oh yeah.
Now's our time. We're gonna utilize it. I mean, and we haven't jumped into the game too much, but two or three of our top receivers went out. Rookies came in. We lost some people on the defense. I think 2, I believe, and rookies came in. So we had 5 rookies playing that game that we didn't expect to have a role, and yet we still won. So, call it. You want to talk about refs? You want to talk about bad calls? I can give you the same bad calls that we didn't get, that the Bengals got. It's a tit for tat. They let them play. You can dissect the game, but you still couldn't win against Kansas City with 5 additional rookies playing. It might have been 6. They did their job. Mahomes did his job, hobbled.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't, 2 touchdowns. I don't know how many, 300 plus yards. I don't know the exact numbers, but against a hobbled quarterback, that couldn't really run out of the pocket until he had to. I think 3 times he ran forward, and unfortunately for the Bengals, the last one cost you the game.
Yeah.
So don't blame the refs. Blame your gameplay.
Well, yeah.
Period.
I mean, just as a brief overcast at the ending. I mean, 2 minutes and something left on the clock, 2 timeouts. Joe Burrow throws an interception.
Yeah. He had 2 interceptions, 5 sacks, which I called out, by the way, that patchwork line was going to get destroyed. They did fix it. He had 31 passes after that, I think, is the stat where we didn't get to him. But he did throw 2 picks, So you can't blame referees on picks. You can't blame referees on sacks. You can't blame not having a running game come on, get over it. You guys didn't play. You guys played well, but not well enough.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like I said, 2 minutes, some seconds, you throw an interception, your defense comes in and holds us down. You go back out and, you have to punt because you gave up another sack. But, the turning point is that, that hit out of bounds. I mean, my understanding was those kickers and McPherson is a hell of a kicker too, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta give props to that dude. He's pounded them through all season long. He's definitely a gold mine for the Bengals. So, but both him and Bucker were not hitting them beyond 30 yards because of the cold. So,
and it was pretty windy, but I can't recall. I think the wind was with Bucker on that kick. I believe. I think this way the wind was going that way, and because on the kickoffs they were going in the end zone that way, and going the other way.
Short. Yeah.
So I think he had the wind.
I was setting, the wind was coming across that way and smacking me right in the face. So I'm just saying. But the referee, this whole referee thing. I mean, and let me pause for a second and let me just say my opening is what Mitch Holtis said at the end of that game. It
after
was
we made the field goal, I think, right?
Well, no, it was after. No, it was after they did the kickoff. They did a squib kick, and they did the little jumble, and then they tackled him, and then because he actually says, and he's down, and we won, and he goes into that thing that that I said at the very beginning of the podcast. For starters, seriously, Mitch Holthus is the best game caller that I have ever heard, and I'd not want to listen to anybody else at all. He's just amazing, and props to him for all the things that he does and will continue to do for Kansas City, and the way that he calls plays. That's on my bucket list. I want to call a game with Mitch one time, just one time. I want to get in there and be that second guy that just kind of fills in a couple spots, and I would just sit there in awe and watch him, and to call a game. It would be amazing. But
just watching the video of him up there, just jumping up and down and standing up and leaning over the desk, and that glass leans out, and he's like leaning over top of everybody, just yelling.
And he's beating on the desk because he's like, "You can doubt the Chiefs, you can dislike."
I like it. I mean,
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was one of the better things I've heard in a long time.
But the trolls and all this referee talk, it's not just Bengals fans. I mean, the majority of it is, but I mean, almost immediately, there's a couple Colts fans that are friends of mine on Facebook, and immediately, oh, the refs gave them that game, and it's like, come on, guys, really? I mean, I went back in and rewatched the game as soon as we got back on Monday night, and I went in with an extremely open mind to see what everybody was up in arms about. And man, I didn't see it. I thought, all in all, I mean, there's mistakes. I mean, they're fucking human. I mean, there's mistakes, and there was some no calls, but all in all, I thought it was a well called game. The penalties that they were calling were legit penalties. I mean, there was no doubt about it. It wasn't like it was biased.
And for everyone that's bitching about, we got an extra play. You know what happened with that extra play? With 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we got a first down due to holding on their defense, not us. You guys held. And then we gave the ball back. We didn't score. We didn't change field position. We didn't do anything. We gave you the ball back. So how did it change the outcome of the game? It didn't.
Not at all.
Should they have done that for a 7-second reset on the clock? In my opinion, no. But if you see the referee, the replay, he's running onto the field going like this.
Yep.
But Arrowhead is loud, people. It's loud. No one heard it. And we had the ball, and it was still loud enough. Normally, we're pretty quiet when our team's on the field.
Yeah, pretty much.
A
lot of Mahomes doing the whole down thing, like just bring it down an octave, guys. Come on,
just go,
just a little bit.
So you got to think about it. Let's just if we went down and scored, I could give you something on that, but nothing happened except for about a minute, maybe a minute and 20 seconds max of us having the ball before we kicked it back to the Bengals. So that's mute point, people. If I was a ref, I wouldn't have done that for 7 seconds, but maybe that's something they can work on in the off season, something better. So,
well, we've been as hard on the refs all season long as anybody else. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of shitty called games. And that's why I said, when I went back and watched it, man, I went in with a clear mind, not a bias to, in any means, is like, did I miss something? And, when you're at the game, you don't get to see it all. Nope. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of action. Make sure you don't rub any of those off with your bag, bud.
Yeah, I got you.
There's a lot of things going on, a lot of action, so you don't really see it like you do on TV. But explained it. Skeletors explained it. What happened during that, and people are still outraged about it, and I don't get it. I mean, it's been explained.
Well, it's the only thing they had to cling on to because they can't blame where it belongs, which was their gameplay, their defense and their offense. I mean, playing against 6 more additional rookies that we didn't plan on having a major role.
And welcome back, Marcus Kemp.
Well, Marcus Kemp and MVS showed up, man.
Yeah. And Sky, hey, fucking Sky Moore, man.
Sky Moore.
Guy Moore did
Oh,
it.
hey, I gotta tell you honestly, man. When I saw Sky Moore back there, I lost my ever loving mind.
Oh, I'm sure you
Again,
did.
when you're at the game, they don't announce, a lot of the player injuries or whatever's going
Right.
on the sideline. Oh, I lost my ever loving mind. But you know what? He also helped us get field
He
position
he
on
did,
that
man.
second.
That last one, yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
field position was major. So
But I'm being honest.
no,
When he
I
first
knew,
was out there,
dude. I knew that when I looked up there and I saw him, I'm like, oh no, Sky Moore's back to receive this punt. Phil is about to lose his shit.
I was
yeah,
laughing.
yeah, and of course McKinnon running the ball, was my other. I'm like, stop running, McKinnon, throw him the ball. But anyway,
Well, and let's talk about that for a minute before we get to the board. I know Gunner's got the board there all set up to go through some stats and stuff, but let's talk about that a minute, man. I have been an avid. We should need to run the ball more. Run the ball more. We've got these great rushers, and I was ecstatic to see them run the ball more. Now I just and apparently I'm just an unhappy Chiefs fan because I want them to not run it up the middle every fucking time. Because obviously it wasn't working. Pacheco
nope.
had 10 carries for 26 yards. And I mean, that's not Pacheco's fault, man. I mean, well,
No.
it is to a point, but
Well, yeah, but you open a hole, man.
yeah, open a hole. They weren't getting the holes open and they were still running him straight up the middle. And it's like, call something a little different, Andy. Let's bounce him out. Let's do a
Yeah,
jet
jet
sweep.
sweep. Yep.
Something. And they just kept running it towards the middle. And don't get me wrong, man, I was so happy to see them running the ball. But damn, do something a little bit different than up the middle.
Yeah, I concur. I think there's going to be a lot of game a changing for the Super Bowl. So
They, like I said, man, Philly's a good team, and they're going to have their work cut out for them.
but they haven't played anyone all year. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I keep reading. Yeah. Hey, but and the other thing is that the heat's off of them. I mean, you get a couple of those little memes like that or whatever.
yeah.
But man, the heat is not on them. The heat is on the Chiefs, and if you, it is just everywhere.
So I got to say one. Oh, sorry.
No, go
Jeremy,
ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I had a lot of fun today. Reading all of the, Good Morning Football, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, ESPN Sports, all these people that said the Chiefs would not make the playoffs. They wouldn't win the division. They wouldn't win a playoff game. Oh, the print screen or us playing Cincinnati, how they do the 10 picks on the bottom on the
Right.
large crew. One person picked us, and I was like, I loved every second of it. We weren't going to be relevant because we lost one player.
Right.
We weren't going to be relevant because, we've been too good for too long. We weren't going to be relevant because Los Angeles, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Bills, the Bengals, spent all this time, effort, and bringing in players to keep us out of the playoffs. I had a great time going back and looking at that kind of data, and it brought a smile to my face.
Well, how many millions and millions of dollars did the other three teams in the
Billions.
AFC West is billions?
If you consider the rest of the teams in the AFC, how they stacked their rosters, it was to stop us.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I went specifically just for the West, but
yeah,
because, Devontae Adams coming to the Raiders, Russell Wilson going to Denver,
yeah,
obviously Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams was kind of a newer add-on to the Chargers. So, they keep trying to stack it up to take us down. And in all honesty, the $1 billion that those three teams spent, and we swept all three of them this entire season.
Yeah. So for all the haters on the Chiefs, we were the underdogs the entire season. We proved everyone wrong.
Yep.
And you know what? We had horrible ref games that we talked about. And I always said, sometimes you got to beat the refs and the other team. That's not the case in this game, in my opinion, but I
Right.
have said it. I have said it.
Yeah.
And Burrow and Bengals didn't do it.
And the other thing, real quick, stop calling him Joe Cool. Joe Cool is not Joe Burrow. Joe Cool is Joe Montana. You ever heard that?
No.
Oh man, they're all calling him, oh, Joe Cool, Joe Cool. Listen, you want to call him something, call him Macaulay Culkin. It's okay.
You know what's funny?
Puts his face in that helmet, then he looks like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
You know what's funny? Someone passed away today who was 84, and his nickname was Golden J.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who that was. I meant to ping you and say, what the hell? Did you steal that shit?
No, I didn't steal anything, I swear.
No, I know why your name's Golden J, obviously. It's
yeah.
But they said they called him Golden J, and I was like, wow, that's so weird. He was, I can't remember what he was, just because I think he was 84 or something.
I don't know. I have to look for it now.
Well, while he's going through the board, I'll find it.
Okay. Yeah, see what you can find. All right, Chico, hit us with the board, man. Give us the board.
All right. So final score 2023, Kansas City. Chief got that.
What was the Chief? What did I pick?
You had 24-18.
Damn, that was close. Okay.
What did I have?
Yeah, you were what, 34-30, and I was 30-27.
34-30. But I still had the 3-point difference, so.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Walk us through it.
Mahomes passing yards, or overall yards, had 326.
Who did?
You got that, Emperor, 297.
Oh,
close.
Right on.
Close. Between the two of you, actually, I don't know. Or between me and you, but I think it was you. I think you were closer by a couple.
Okay.
And then rushing yards, you got that too. He had
8
total rushing yards, and you had 5.
And
then touchdowns, he had 2, and the Chief was closest with 3. Kelsey, we all got it. He had 2 TDs.
All right.
Right? Oh, he had 1 T. Sorry.
One.
No,
and we all had 2.
No, he had 2, didn't he?
No,
I thought he had 2.
No,
he only had 1.
Oh.
And then Chief got his yards there because he had 78 yards. And Chief had 85. I pulled the sacks. We had 5 sacks, correct?
Yes.
I had 5.
What did I have?
4. Or no, 3. And then Chief had 4. I had McKinnon's yards, rushing yards. He had 1. And I had 12. You guys had 25 and 28. Pacheco, no touchdowns. Chief got that. Receiving yards, you had 42, and I think he had somewhere close receiving. He had 59.
Yep.
And then he 89. I had 89 rush yards, but he only had
yeah, he was short.
And we
yeah,
he
was like
98-104. So yeah, he was low on his rush yards.
I really thought he'd be a bigger factor in a rush game. Like I said, they kept running up the middle, and it just the holes weren't there.
Onesie twosies.
Yeah.
So that's it. Chiefs up. We got 9-7-5.
5.
Wow.
5.
And I got 9.
You got
Hells to the yeah. One more game to go, yo. All right. So to answer the question, the person who passed was the Hall of Famer Bobby Hall.
Oh,
he was he was called the Golden Jet, and his nickname was Golden J.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, I promise that I did not steal that from Bobby Hall, although That's pretty good company. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
company
it is.
there.
I was listening to the radio and then they said it AKA or nickname Golden J, and I'm like, what? What? So, just a random thing that happened, but just want to throw it out there.
Yeah, Bobby Hall's one of the greats, man.
Oh yeah,
His
100%.
his son, is it Brett Hall, right? That played with the Rangers for all those years, I believe. Don't quote me on that, people, because it's been a long time since I've been focused on hockey. But yeah, he was one of the greats back in the day too.
All right, so I got to bring it up.
Wait, can I just say that I am drinking a Casey Beer Co. Dunkel, and let me tell you what, this is good beer. If you get a chance, you're in KC, get down to KC Beer Co. Get yourself a Dunkel. It's well worth it.
I agree.
And I'll take a sponsorship from KC Beer Co. too if they'd like to. They like to sponsor us, although they're pretty wrapped up in Arrowhead addicts. So
yeah, for me, I'm not a amber IPA or that kind of a beer drinker, but it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, taste. It's better. I think it's a little bit better out of the tap. It's not bad out of the bottle, but I think it's a little bit better out of the tap.
Where's your cup at?
Oh, it's on the kitchen table.
Yeah, he also bought a cup.
I bought a cup
because he liked it so much. So
yep,
and I don't blame you.
Yeah, it says KC Beer Co. on it.
So, folks, when you go to a cold weather game, what are you gonna be? It's gonna be 20, 10, 15, with or without wind chill. And you bring all these warm clothes, and people say, "Here, you should bring this to the game to stay warm. Here, you should bring this to the game and stay warm." Listen to those who are seasoned cold weather game goers. Golden Jay, by the time he made it to my car, Karen and I were all excited. We got there first, and Karen's like, "Oh, here comes Jeremy and Bobby." And we're like, all right. So we both get out of the car to give them a hug. Both of them hugs because we won the AFC Championship. We're going to the Super Bowl. Here's our friends making it to the car. Don't touch me. I need to get a car. I am cold. We can high five and do everything once we get warm. And I told Jeremy, I was like, should have brought them red pants, I bet. So all I'm saying is dress for the game. Expect it to be colder than you think it's going to be. Dress in layers. Obviously, this is the end of the season, so we'll repeat it next year when it gets cold again. But I told Jeremy I was going to bring it up on the show, so I just had to do it.
Well, to be fair, I bought the thermals that were supposed to be good to like 15 below, and I had other layers. It definitely was my legs and my toes. I mean, I had the heavy polar socks on and the boots and so it was my toes and my fingers. My fingers got better. I changed out to a different pair of gloves that I brought with me too, which I thought when I packed them, I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to need these other gloves. I got these. These are supposed to be. They're lies. Lies.
It's like a scene out of what was that movie? You've been wearing 2 pairs of gloves this entire time. Yeah, my hands are sweating.
Yeah. What was that, Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, thank you, Dumb and Dumber.
There you go.
So, but yeah, poor Jeremy. He was icicle by the time he got to the car, but he. I mean, he's up in what, row 34.
Row 34. Yep. Hey man, I was a trooper. I was a trooper up there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Bobby was a trooper also. I mean, she was the blanket we took with us, I had wrapped around my legs because they were just so cold and I was shaking, and she's shoving hand warmers down her into her legs to try to keep them warm. Didn't do her any good. At one point she starts walking the stairs because she's like, I just need to move. I need to move. I'm like, okay. So
and Jeremy was very proud. He had us touch his chest when we got back to the Airbnb. He's like, come on, just touch it. Come on, just touch it. Cameron's like, no, I don't want to touch
your chest.
He had a stick-on hand warmer like right in this area.
It was actually a body warmer
Yeah.
that had an adhesive that you stuck on, and every time I started to get cold, I just press on that, and my chest would warm up, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's nice."
Sorry, I had to call you out.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, I was cold, and like I said, to be fair, you read the packaging on these things, and they say that you're going to be good, and it's supposed to keep you warm, but that's a lot of standing in one spot on concrete, and it just didn't pan out. I mean,
and a lot of wind. So
yeah, my face was warm though, man. I definitely had the gear to keep my head and face nice and toasty warm.
And I will call out Karen next.
Uh-oh.
She spent 5 minutes before halftime all the way till 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter in the clubhouse.
So it was nice and warm.
It was nice and warm. I went in there just, at halftime, and I went right back out.
Right.
So, I'm not going to miss this game. I'm going to be out there, and I'm paying the price. Trust me, I got a head cold and a chest cold.
Uh-huh. So here's what
cold weather. So
here's what I'm saying. Yo, Karen, come up and set with me next time.
There you go.
Don't give me no crap about my body warmer, and just come up and set with me and see how long you let. You guys have done.
Yeah, we done those
not
years.
Club level for a lot of years. So yeah,
but yeah,
I'm sure knows what it's like to be cold.
I did want to call her out too, because I was like, really, you're gonna sit in here? So
yeah.
I was like,
she was a little reluctant to tell us that when we got back to the car.
Oh, you were too cold to. Yeah, we're like, let's not talk about that. But yeah, it was a cold game, and we didn't even tailgate. We did do a lap around the stadium.
Of course we did.
Do.
Yeah.
So it's a tradition.
Sorry, Coach Rob did not run into Wolfie again. So, Phil, you need to get that picture back to Chico so that he can give it back to Rob. So at least he'll have it. Maybe maybe Rob will make it out next year, and he can get a chance to see if he can catch up with Wolfie again. So,
yeah.
Well, if he goes to training camp, you'll find him there.
Oh, there you go. Now you know. All right, let's get to this board so that Gunner can get back to being in a comfortable spot instead of the board sticking in his back.
Gunner needs to get to bed.
Well, then there's that too.
Yeah. All right.
So can we adjust this board next week?
Oh, maybe.
Sure.
It's not final till the game's on.
That's true.
Yeah.
So these will be my early predictions, whatever I put in here.
All right, Chico, take us from the top. What do we got?
Let's do score last. So let's start with Mahomes.
Okay.
Pass yards.
I'm gonna go 342. I mean, he had a really good week at 326 this week. I don't know that this is the best the Chiefs have played. I don't think they took advantage of the situation with the 2 turnovers and the 5 sacks and all that. I don't think they really took a full advantage of scoring on those mistakes. I do believe, and I went back and watched it. The pass to Tony was a drop.
Yep.
There was a hold on the Pacheco touchdown. So, I mean, those first 2 scores that we end up with 6 should have been 14, but they didn't turn out that way. So, it is what it is. I mean, penalties are penalties, and non-caught balls are non-caught balls. Got to give it to the refs. They were definitely on that non-caught ball because it looked like a catch to me from where I was at. What do you got, Phil?
322.
Oh, I know that number.
Yep.
For the Super Bowl win, 322.
Yep. I got to get it in.
Oh, he's making adjustments to the board. We take off McKinnon, did we?
Yeah, I put Bucker in his long and how many points he's going to have.
Oh, Bucker long.
Might need to add MVS also.
Yeah, because I'm betting that Hardman doesn't come back, and I
We didn't even have him on, did we, last week, Harmon?
No.
No, but we didn't even know he was playing until game day.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I showed everybody. Look at that.
All right, Mahomes rush yards, Mahomes touchdowns.
Mahomes rush yards. I don't think he's going to spin. He's going to have 10 rush yards. And I think he's going to have 4 touchdowns through the air.
I'm going to go 52 rush. I'm going to go 5 touchdowns.
You think he's gonna be on that broken wheel, man? I know he's gonna be rejuvenated, but
he's got 2 weeks. How many rushing yards did he have with his broken or his
8.
high ankle?
8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going 50-ish.
Okay. You said 52. What your age?
Yeah, no, not my age.
It's close.
All right, Kelsey. Touchdowns, receiving yards.
Travis Kelce is going to have 110 yards and 2 of those touchdowns. Yeah, baby. Let's bring it. Just remember, know your role. Shut your mouth, jabroni.
All right, I'm going to go with 124 and 2 touchdowns.
I went 94-1.
You don't think he'll break 100? Okay. All right.
Pacheco.
Pikachu. Rushing yards. I think we're going to look at 67. He's going to have 67 rushing yards, and he is going to have 1 rushing touchdown. He is going to be a rookie and score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
All right, I'm going to go rushing yards 44. 1 rushing, 1 receiving touchdown.
Oh, nice.
How many receiving yards?
Go with 35.
Do I need to give him receiving yards then too?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 78. No. Let's make it 68. Sorry.
Any receiving touchdowns for
No,
Pacheco?
I don't think
Okay.
he'll have a receiving touchdown.
Just throwing it out there for you.
No, you're good. They're good.
All right, you said MVS. What do you think he's going to have receiving yards and touchdowns?
I'm
7.
gonna go 124 on yards. I think he's going to have 1 touchdown. And yeah. Chief.
I'm going to say 88 and 1 touchdown.
So go ahead.
Defensive sacks.
Ooh.
I'm gonna stick with 3. I think they'll get 3.
2.
Man, that's gonna be a tough 3 though, but
2.
I'll go 4. And then we got 2, 3, 4.
there you go. Somebody's gonna take that one away.
All right, Bucker. What's his long going to be?
They're in Arizona. The weather, the cold will not be a factor.
It will not.
I say his long is going to be, I think he's going to do a 58. What'd you just write?
I wrote 56.
Oh, all I saw was the 5. I'm like, wait a minute.
52.
How many points is he gonna have?
Eight.
8?
Yep.
Two extra points? Wait, what?
1 field goal with 5 touchdowns. 5 PATs.
Huh. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's gonna have
go.
10.
You're gonna have 10. He's gonna have 10 points. 5. I'm gonna go 11.
Is that your final decision?
Yeah.
All right, score.
I'm calculating here, so I
yeah,
know
now
what
you gotta figure out. We should have done score first. Whoops.
my score is Kansas City 46, Philadelphia 38. Oh man. So ladies and gentlemen, those that are just listening on the stream, log over to YouTube right here at this time now and just look at the Chief's face as he's contemplating very carefully. The squirrel that's in there is running his ass off as fast as he can.
So it'll be 38 Chiefs, 21 Philly.
Oh, wow. Okay. What'd you put, Chico? He's still contemplating.
Yeah, I'm still thinking also.
All right.
I just know it's gonna be a high scoring game. It's just gonna be an offensive battle. They're just gonna be going
I
nuts.
still have questions about Jalen Hurts, but if we can stop the rush, then we'll see.
Man, there was a play in that Bengals game where the defense left the whole middle of the line open.
Yeah, when
They lined up on both sides and left it open. And Burrow never even thought twice about it. He took the ball and went straight at the middle.
Yep.
What did we decide, about 16 yards?
Oh yeah, that was
The big one.
I mean, that was a good call on his part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They didn't do that again.
Nope.
Put that spy on
him. Did you get my pink reference, my pink teddy bear reference? Pink teddy bear t-shirt reference?
No.
Joe Burrow showed up to Arrowhead in a pink teddy bear t-shirt.
Oh my god. Is that down to what was it, Clark that showed up with
that's why Clark showed up with the 2 teddy bears safety pinned to his vest. That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's right. Be outdone. That's right. And what was it? Clark finally got his postseason sack in.
No, it was
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones finally got his first ever postseason sack.
Actually, 2.
He did. He got 2. The second one where he basically just set him down was freaking hilarious.
Well, it's like, I don't want to hurt you,
but I want to throw this out there. It took Chris Jones is a great player, and he's been in the league for a long time, and he's a sack monster. But for as long as he's been in the league, he's never had a postseason sack until this game. Nope. George Karlaftis got his first sack.
Yeah, as a rookie.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a wrap up here. Chico, you got anything you want to say to kind of wrap up?
Enjoy watching flag football this weekend. I have a feeling it'll actually be enjoyable with the Manning brothers and everything, but I think it's kind of dumbed down to a point where it's not going to be worth watching. But
man, the Pro Bowl hasn't been really worth watching in a long time. I mean, it's the more the skills activity that you'd watch during the day that was more enjoyable. to see where your favorite player, even if it's not on your team, if you like the Jalen Hurts or you like the Ben Roethlisberger against an Aaron Rodgers, throwing it through, a moving target out there. And, those were the fun things to watch, how fast is the cheetah compared
Yeah.
to, AJ Brown or, somebody like that. But
I do have one thing.
Yeah.
Real quick. To my Uber driver this morning, if you're listening, I did tell him about the podcast.
Nice.
Friendly dude from Belize is actually the godfather of Raheem Nunez Roches.
Wow.
Yeah. I got in his car and he had these Belize headrest covers, and he saw my sweatshirt and he goes, "Oh, you're a Chiefs fan?" He's like, I'm Roach's godfather, and he was talking to me about it and told me his whole life story of Belize and moving to LA and moving to Vegas and all this stuff. And I just thought it was really interesting and that little connection there. So if you're listening, you're a great Uber driver. You did a good job.
Did you give him 5 stars?
I did.
Nice. Very cool. Chief, you got anything you want to say to wrap up?
As much as I have enjoyed driving back and forth to Arrowhead this year and last year, it's finally over. So I'm going to enjoy just relaxing, watching football for the rest of the year. Obviously, 2 weeks. This weekend doesn't count. But the drives are over. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I love Arrowhead. I love going out there with you guys. I've loved in the past going with Gunnar and Sarah, but going out with Phil and Karen and hanging out and seeing the city and going and doing things, man. It's so much fun. We enjoy it so much. It's that drive. It's that damn drive. 10 hours in the car, you're definitely feeling it. And especially this time of year, man, my drive home on Monday was a little sketchy coming through St. Louis with all the ice that they'd had the night before and what was left of it.
I thought you were just going to say because it was St. Louis.
Well, because it's St. Louis and it's sketch, and that's why they don't have a football team there anymore, because it's sketch. So there you go.
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna miss being in Arrowhead. I'm gonna get a groove for it, get a taste for it.
Yeah,
you're a craving for it. I'm sorry. Since we won't be on our way there,
and I take it next week's episode. You and I were talking about the videos and pictures and stuff.
Yeah. Phil's gonna send me the videos. I'm gonna put them into a little collage so that we don't try to figure out what to put in and all that. So we'll get a little, I don't know, 2 to 8 minute little segment there of videos that we took while we were at the AFC Championship game. Throw in some pictures from the Titantron and all that stuff. So
and Union Station.
And we got some great pics from Union Station. Yeah. So we'll throw all that stuff in there, and we'll have a little montage in the middle of next week's episode that we'll have Chico throw in there. So
and I got frostbite getting these videos, by the way.
Oh my God.
It was flipping cold.
So hard to hold your phone. Yeah. So hard to hold your phone out there.
So I told Jeremy, at the end of the game, when the confetti goes off, get as much as confetti as you can, because it's like gold. They sell this shit online. It's
$20 a bag.
Yeah. And I mean, the bag's like this big.
Yeah.
My hands were so frozen, I might have got 20 pieces of the millions of them flying around, and I think we gave half of them to.
You did. You gave me quite a bit.
But I tell you what, man, I could not. I mean, it was all over the place. But after doing, 15, 20 minutes of video with no gloves on, it was like, I just literally could not get any more.
We tried picking it up on the walk back because it was blowing out on the sidewalk, and we're just like getting onesie twosies, and it was just so hard to try to pick them up.
Yeah,
it was terrible. So we hardly didn't get any, but you guys gave us a big chunk of Bobby was putting it in one of the ball containers, the little ball jars and I'm like, holy shit, how much of that did they give us? Because I didn't think they had them.
I have to check. She better not give it all. Or
I'll have to bring some back to you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just damn cold.
Yeah. I'll have to get some of that to you, Gunner, so you can have a few pieces of it to put in a container from the big championship
To
game.
put a shelf up on my Chiefs wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way,
definitely.
I sent you a picture earlier. I don't know if you saw it.
I did. I did look at it. It's back to the Super Bowl
Yeah,
with Doc Brown and Marty McFly.
with Mahomes and Andy Reid's faces superimposed.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get that postered up too and put it on my wall. So
Oh, that'll be great. That'll be great.
yeah.
I did get my banner for those
Nice.
that can't see it in the background.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
And I highly suggest anyone that's looking for memorabilia, and I'm specifically stating jerseys, get them now because last year they sold out and I barely got mine.
Right.
And if the bastards do not deliver it on time like they said they were year before last, I'm going to be so pissed. Karen got hers and mine never showed up till the week after. It's like, damn it.
Insane. So one thing that I did want to I do want to put out there, we've talked about Chris Jones being his first sack in postseason. Travis Kelce's still breaking records, for postseason touchdowns and yards or something like that. I forget what all he broke again. But there is one stat that I think is very important that we should bring up. Mama Kelce will be the first mom in NFL history to have two sons play against each other in a Super Bowl. So congratulations to Mama Kelce for setting the record book, the first in NFL history. She definitely deserves it because she's raised two great players. I'm sure that Big Ed, had a lot to do with that too. Maybe I don't know, but yeah.
So she was on XM this morning, and she's like, because they asked who you're rooting for, she's like, let's just put it this way: when they're on offense, I'm never gonna stop. So I'll be going the whole game. she's like, I'll be screaming when Philly's on offense. I'll be screaming when Chiefs are on offense. So I just don't get a break, and whoever wins. I thought it was pretty funny because I didn't think of it that way. That's
perfect. That's amazing.
They both play offense, so it's like. And she went over how her jersey is made. Like one shoulder has the Philly, and the other shoulder is for Kelce, and the front is the Chiefs. The back is Philly. So
it
was pretty cool hearing her on the radio. It was a nice interview that she had.
Nice.
I'm excited for her. So if you get a chance, a lot of the analysts out there are putting out videos talking about how everybody had put Kansas City on the back burner for this season, and how everybody was wrong, and we have been advocates from the very beginning. We thought we had a strong rookie class, and they have definitely proved that they are a strong rookie class, and we couldn't be prouder. So
there's it's out there on wherever you get your news, but it has the list of starters that were rookies alone, not who finished the game as rookies, but starters. It was like 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. And to all the analysts who get paid to be analysts, you suck.
You go be a weatherman. Jesus.
Yeah. And thank God for the guy on Good Morning Football, and his name, Jeremy. I
can never remember it. The Godfather.
Yeah, but he's always like, for the Chiefs, he's like, the Chiefs are going to do it, and everyone's bad-mouthing him at the beginning of the year, and they're like, he comes out, Chiefs are going to do it again. They're like, they're not going to make the playoffs. So he's got some bragging rights. So,
well, shout out to Michael Urban, who went on yesterday in his show with, I don't even know the name of the show, honestly, but man, he really stood strong on the Chiefs and all that they had to accomplish with everything that was falling apart. The wheels were coming off, but yet, the Mahomes and the boys definitely put it together and made it happen. I also want to congratulate Colton. I don't know if we did this, but congratulate Colton on the Bears' #1 draft pick. I always want to make sure I bring him up in every Indiana Chiefs fans podcast so that Phil can say,
Suck it, Colton.
I want to congratulate him on being able to travel with us to Arrowhead next year.
yeah. Yeah, the plan is to take him to the Bears game next year, and that should be a good time.
Oh yeah.
Also, haters gonna hate. That's all I have to say. Keep on hating. We are exactly who we wanted to be.
True that.
What'd you find?
Your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
Burrowhead my ass.
Gotta love it.
No to-do list this week. We need to focus on preparing for the Pro Bowl so that we can really have a good solid podcast next week. Actually, next week all we're going to do is talk about the upcoming Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And all that. So I want to thank everybody who listens, and the ones that are the loyal ones, we appreciate you. And if you have any questions or comments about anything, hit us up, inchiefsfanspodcast@gmail.com.
So my homework for the weekend is getting through the weekend. I have a lot of events planned this weekend. So,
Yes, you do.
Including our annual brunch, lunch, whatever you want to call it, with Jeremy. I think Gunnar might make it, and Sarah. Who am I missing?
Tom and Laura.
Oh, thank you, Tom and Laura, of course.
Yep.
And then the surprise baby shower for Bobby on Saturday as well.
Surprise.
So Sunday, I'm just going to put my feet up, throw on some NFL Plus, and kind of breeze through the season, I think, in the condensed formats from week 1 all the way through. That's my homework.
There you go. Sounds like a good plan. If anybody's interested, this comes out on Thursday. On Friday night, me, Chico, and the Skywalker will be at the Mean Bean downtown Bremen from 6 to 8, doing a little acoustic jam for their grand reopening. Yeah. It's gonna be like, what's up? Party on. Excellent.
Bill and Ted.
There you go. Come down 6 to 8. The Mean Bean. Yeah, he's got his poster right there behind him. It'll be fun. We're just gonna crank out some classics. So, little Radiohead and some
Cranberries.
Thank you, Cranberries. Some Christian Kane. It's gonna be a good time. Come hang out, drink some coffee with us, and chill. And on Saturday, of course, the Industrial Revolution, I'll be hanging out with Phil and Karen and Tom and Laura and Gunnar and Sarah. On Sunday, I'm going to Wabash to have lunch with my buddy, Fat Billy Ray. We're going down to Harry's Bar and Grill and gonna get the Sloppy Harry, or I don't know what it's called, a Harry Sloppy. I don't even remember what it's called.
Oh my God, that just sounds wrong. But you enjoy it there, Jeremy.
I'll send you pictures of my sloppy.
All right.
All right. Here you go, guys. Let's get on out of here. Thank you, everybody. From our little slice of Chiefs Kingdom, all I have to say is, how about those Chiefs? Later.
Out. You bunch of jabronis.
Yeah, jabroni. Thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. If you like this podcast, maybe be interested in some of the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. That would include the Murdnerds, where it's all about true crime, the Call Guys, where they discuss pop culture and their top 10 lists, Golden Image Podcast, where they go do things so that you'll want to go do things, A Court of Books and Booze. That's right. It is your newest and most favorite book club. And the United States of Paranormal, where they cover everything that's cryptid, creepy, and spooky. You can find all of these podcasts on your favorite streaming site and on Facebook for all of your social media needs. Until next time.